3, 2, 1, roll the footage. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Severino, your host. And today, my guest, a philanthropy disruptor, CEO of Philanthropy Together, a global initiative to democratize and diversify philanthropy through the power of collective giving. We will explore collective giving, community building, and why all the money in the world cannot save us, only people will. Welcome, everybody. Sara Lomelin.
Thank you, Simon. It's so great to be here with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. And so, what is collective giving? How did you come up with this thing?
Well, no, actually, I didn't come up with this thing. Collective giving is something that has been going on all around the world for many centuries, right? I think that the concept of people banding together to create change, to give together, to better their communities is as old as humanity itself, right? The only thing we're doing now is kind of putting a spotlight on it and make it mainstream and bring more people into giving together, because we can have a more impact when we give together than when we do it alone.
What's keeping us from creating change?
I think we need like hours and hours to discuss that. But I would think, a lot of times it's ego. It's like, um, kind of having this scarcity mindset that we just need to see for ourselves, instead of thinking that if we are all better, we will be better, right? As individuals, as families, as companies. It's good. It's good business to do good for your community.
And I think this is something that I've been thinking a lot about. How can we shift? Because, I meet people that go, oh, yeah, let's do this. Let's grow the pie for everybody. They're in abundance mindset. And then I meet people that say that are judgmental and competitive in a negative, in a toxic way. And they go, no, that's you and that's me, and let's separate it. And I go, how can we help see the abundance? See that actually, you know, a rising tide raises all waters. So how and all boats. So if we just create the conditions for water, then all boats will be raised by that. What's your experience?
Well, I think, we lived something like that with the pandemic, right? Like suddenly it didn't matter if you had a lot of wealth, or you were the owner of a company, or you were working at a company. One day the world, just closed. Everybody was stuck at home. And I think at that moment, a lot of people thought, okay, what is mine to give, right? Everybody was feeling kind of, restless and useless at home, and we saw a big uptide or uprise in people wanted to do something, not only giving money away to help people that were less fortunate than them, but also to give your skills, right? Your time, your stock, and you're like, okay, what do I do? We saw a lot of creativity and innovation going on during those years. So I feel that it's it's just a matter of, again, being less selfish, um, thinking that you mentioned it at the beginning, right? Like, not all the money in the world. I mean, all the money in the world is not going to save us. We need to involve more people in solutions. It is good business to involve the community that we're trying to help into the decision making process. There is more buy-in, right? Um, when you have a business and you are going to sell a product to teenagers, it is good to involve them in the design of the product, in how the product will be marketed. Why? Because the moment you have the buy-in of your audience, you will be more effective, right? I think it's the same here in philanthropy. For me, the idea of getting together to give is just makes sense, because it's not only about the amount of money uh, given that will grow, that pot of money, but also, people, when people give together, you leave your individual decision in the back burner for, to support the decision of the group, right? So it's a practice on democracy right there. So I don't know, it's like, for me, collective giving makes people more human, if I could say it like that.
I'm seeing the individual. I have three kids like you, and they are all, when they start 2 years old, 3 years old. If they have four bubble gums, they share the bubble gum. If they have just four and they love bubble gums, but they say, "Papa, do you want a bubble gum?" I say, "Hey, it's yours." Yeah, but do you want to have it? So there is, in the individual, there is, an, it's our nature that giving makes us happy. But you are helping even collective giving. So what's the difference between I give something and it makes me happy, or I can give with others?
Well, the difference here is that you are creating community, right? Like, you put the example of your three kids. Like, one of your kids has four bubble gums, but imagine if the three of them make the decision on or how they are going to distribute those bubble gums, right? They they will be better off at the end of giving out those bubble gums. Why? Because they will have to come to a decision making process that involves all of their voices. So it doesn't matter if one of your kids is older and more assertive. The younger one is going to also have a voice in the decision making process, right? So it's a lot more democratic, it's a lot more equitable. So that is what collective giving is all about. Is, instead of, I am going to, you and I care about the same cause, right? Like early childhood education. Instead of me giving a donation to organization X and you giving a donation to organization Y, you and I are going to have a conversation. We're going to learn together. I'm going to um, listen about and hear about your values as an individual, and you're going to hear my values, and together we're going to come, to like a shared set of values, right? So there is this vulnerability and this connection between us, right? And then we're going to learn together about the cause that we care about, learn together about different organizations that are working and supporting that cause. And then we're going to come together to a decision of where we're going to put our donation, right? So, right there, the connection that we are creating among the group is a lot deeper. So, there are many byproducts out of that. Like, translating this into a corporate, scenario. A lot of people use giving circles and collective giving groups inside companies as an employee engagement tool, right? I know you love like actionable strategies and actionable, hacks. And that is like, how many companies are struggling right now with employee engagement? Not everybody has come back to an office. There are many, virtual teams or remote teams. And when someone does a giving circle or a collective giving group inside a company, you create this camaraderie among people.
So it doesn't start by an individual saying, like, I want to contribute to like regenerating my forest around me. It's not the cause. It's, hey, can I get together with others? How do you get them to start? So they're just thinking about giving with others without a cause yet.
Well, it varies. There are different ways. There are some people that come together and say, or for example, you and your neighbors, right? And you say, we want to do something around the forest that is near us. So you have the cause first, and then you will get more people to, come to you, to your group, and give together. And on the other side, there are people that say, I want to have more impact, and I want to, but I don't know yet where, right? So there are many different ways to start. It can start with a cause, or it can start with a group of people that want to get together. For example, there is a really cool giving circle in New York that it's called Rat Fund. And it started with a group of friends, 10 friends, that love to get together and dance together and just, be together. And they started a giving circle, and they support social justice in New York City. And the way they do their giving is extremely innovative and equitable, because not everybody gives the same amount, but everybody gives the same percentage of their income. So there is a lot of trust inside that group, right? Like, I'm not going to say, okay, Simon, show me your paycheck. I am trusting that you are giving what you said that you were going to give, right? So, yeah, I think, for me, the good thing about this model of collective giving and giving circles is that it's extremely flexible. You invent your own rules, there is no set rules.
And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm with a bunch of friends. We're going out in New York. And then we say, wait a moment. What about we make these sports? Instead of spending for drinks and cabs, how much can we save having fun? But how much can we save from drinks and cabs? And then at the end of the evening, how much can we give to charity? And then you would help us find the right cause or the right format.
So actually, there is a network of giving circles, women's giving circles, that started like that in the US.
Mm.
So their name is Together Women Rise, but their name before, a year ago, was Dining for Women, and that was the whole, premise. So whatever they were going to spend in eating out, they will instead meeting at someone's house and donated that money to an organization. So they have been in existence for many, many years, 20 years. They just celebrate their 20-year anniversary. And they support a lot of organizations that support women and girls in developing countries. The way we do it, I'm not going to tell you which cause you should support, because that needs to come from you and your group, and just figuring out your values. But what we have is a directory of giving circles, a global directory of of giving circles on our website. So people, you can go, you can put your zip code, you can put your issue area, and you can see if there's a giving circle already near you. And if there is not a giving circle near you, you are invited to create your own, right? And what we do offer are trainings. So we run a program every month called Launchpad, and it's for free. Everybody can join, and it's a 90-minute program, and we give you all the tools of how to start your giving circle.
What's the name of the website?
The website is philanthropytogether.org. I
Perfect.
know
People,
it's a
after
little
one,
long.
yeah, let's go to this website, everybody, and let's see how we can contribute after one word from our sponsors. What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com. I'm on your website right now. I put in there, oh, there's your beautiful TED talk there and the latest news. And so I go to a library. I see that in my area there is nothing. What can I do?
Perfect. That is, why you should come to Launchpad. So on the website where it says programs and resources, it says Launchpad for you or Start a Giving Circle. And there you can register and you can check, when the next date is. I feel we have one every month. I know we're in March right now. We're going to have the next one on April 11th. And actually that day we have two different ones. Launchpad for you, for everybody. And then we have Launchpad Latinx for people that want to start Latino giving circles inside the US. We also have it in Spanish, and we have a great website, for some people that are maybe listening like, okay, I'm not understanding what is this concept of a giving circle. There is a website called whatisagivincircle.com, and we explain the model of a giving circle, and we have it in English and Spanish and Mandarin and German. um, and people use that when they are trying to explain to their friends, this concept of giving circle and trying to get more people to join.
It's philanthropytogether.org, everybody. And so I can go to Launchpad for you or Launchpad for hosts.
The difference with Launchpad for Hosts is for host institutions, as the name say it. It's for community foundations, for faith-based nonprofits, for any organization that wants to start not only one giving circle, but wants to host different giving circles. So right now we're, in the middle of the cohort. We run that program every year, and we have about 20 organizations. We have community foundations in the US and also international. We have some universities. We have a credit union. So, organizations that want to host giving circles.
And now one thing before I click is, oh my Sara, is this a safe space, or can I be ridiculed because my contribution is just small? I cannot give that much. Do I have to fear, or is there a mechanism for that?
No, I mean, actually, that's the beauty of this, because we are really changing the narrative of who gets to be called a philanthropist, right? The word philanthropy really means love of humanity. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be 65 years old. You don't have to be, having made all your fortune and then decide to give. You can be 18 years old. You can be in college. You can be in university. And your contribution matters, right? It doesn't matter the size, because you are coming together with more people and that contribution is growing. Also, this concept of giving circles and collective giving is not only about the money. We call it giving your 5 T's. So it's giving your treasure, which is the money, your time, so your volunteering time, your talents or your skills, your testimony, right? Your story, your voice, and your ties, because everybody, all of us are part of different networks. And sometimes the doors that you can open for a small organization or initiative, or a cause you care about, is even, has a bigger impact than actually the money that you could give.
Oh, I love this. And what's next in your philanthropy.org? I see there are events. How do you organize events? What's next?
So yes, that's a great question, because we have many things going on and planning this year. So we host a virtual summit every year, and this is going to be on May 2nd to the 4th. It's called We Give Summit, and you can take a look at wegivesummit.org. This is the third year that we are going to host it, and it's the only conference for collective giving at the global level. So we have, hundreds and hundreds of people joining. All the content is for free, is open source. We have amazing speakers every year, and we have about 3.5 days of content, so everybody can join. Even if you cannot join live, then you can access the content afterwards. So that's one thing that we're doing. We're also expanding our work this year to support collaboratives. So collaborative funds, activist-led collaboratives, donor collaboratives. We're creating a community and an ecosystem infrastructure for them. And we also, are thinking and planning a grassroots fund. We have bold goals. We want to raise $25 million to support grassroots nonprofits. And why is this? And that is another of the beauty of giving circles and collective giving. Giving circles a lot of times work as seed investors for very small nonprofits that are completely invisible to big philanthropy and to traditional philanthropy. So giving circles support these tiny organizations, and then it's kind of like a seal of approval, right? You as a small organization that can then go to a company or a bigger foundation and said, this giving circle has been supporting my work for this amount of years. They trust me, etc., etc. So we want to create a fund that giving circles will, transfer money to grassroots nonprofits.
I love this. And what is something that inspires you in when you have a week where you go, oh, this is so tough? What are communities that you look forward, or books or podcasts that give you that energy, that inspire you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you know what? Every morning I wake up saying I have the best job in the world, because I have met so many amazing people around the world doing this kind of work. Not only the people that are part of the giving circles, but the people that, the leaders on the ground, right? The people that really make communities grow and thrive. So I absolutely love my job. I love my team and the people that work around us with us, because we work with hundreds of giving circles and giving circle networks. But in terms of podcasts, I love 10% Happier with Dan Harris. I met Dan last year at TED, and I just love the story of how he started the podcast. And yeah, I feel that we can always do something to be a little bit happier, right, when things are hard.
And on the more technical side, how do you use the leaders of the circles, but also in the circles, and empower them and give them tools to then grow even bigger rings of what they do?
Well, actually, that is why our organization got created. Because before Philanthropy Together, was launched, we launched in 2020, on April of 2020. I was part of a network of giving circles here in San Francisco, a Latino network of giving circles. And we had all these networks, but we were not working together, right? And a lot of the networks are led by volunteers. So the reason of creating Philanthropy Together was to be a repository of best practices from everybody, and being able to flatten the learning curve for new people coming into this space. So we have a resource library that is also on our website. We have a YouTube channel with different ideas in conversation videos, tips with Taisha Wilson is our wonderful director of engagement, and she is just like this incredible woman with a lot of light and extremely engaging. So we do a lot of little videos, PDFs, webinars. We have a great community of practice that it's called Equity and Justice in Collective Giving webinar series. So we have all these resources that are for free for anyone that want
This is
to
beautiful.
access them. Yeah.
So everybody, it's the WeGiveSummit.org if we want to celebrate collective giving. And how can people get in contact with you? What's the best way?
LinkedIn is great, Sara Lomelin, or just, send me an email. My email is Sara, Sara, at philanthropytogether.org, or on our website. There's many ways to connect with us. We also, you should follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and LinkedIn, philanthropytogether.org. Yeah.
Philanthropytogether.org. Thank you so much, Sarah, for doing this, for holding the space for community, for your love of humanity, and for helping it spread, and for being on our show. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Simon.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Keep rolling.
Avoid trying to do thousands of things that doesn't work. We have 274 templates for your business success. Reach your ambitious goals with one-on-one sprint coach. We double your revenue in 90 days.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review.